Would you like to know the process that programmers actually use to learn things fast? Would you actually want to know how a lot of YouTube gurus out there learn new technologies within a short time so that they can be able to teach you and I? And would you actually like to know how to speed up your learning process so that you could get to easily understand things faster in a technology? Now, I know you're probably hearing me for the first time, but I'm Augustine Eze and I've been coding for about 4 years now. I'm experienced in different programming languages and I've actually been able to learn one thing in the last year that has actually sped up the amount of time it takes me to um, learn new technology. So before, my normal process was that when a new technology comes up, I simply go online and then Google, or I check on YouTube and then see how to learn this in this, how to do this and that, or I say how to, or I'll just do a crash course. That's what I switched to. I just see maybe HTML crash course. That's what I know I do before. But I figured out this process that actually helps me to be able to learn things faster and actually implement them faster instead of spending time maybe in a 2 hour course or a 1 hour course or a 3 hours course trying to learn a specific thing. I can easily just narrow down my learning time to a short time and actually learn advanced stuff. So how do I actually do this and actually practice at the same time without worrying about the need of taking a long time to be able to do it? Now the process I use is simply by what? Reading the docs. Someone says read the docs. Yeah, reading the docs. That is it. Now, this was something I learned in the last year, 2022, that actually boosted my learning curve in a lot of technologies. And you might say, I don't like reading, I hate reading. Yeah, a lot of people say that. But truly, if you can actually allow this to be able to become part of you, you're going to really, really go far because a lot of senior developers that you see out there, this is actually what they do. They do not spend hours watching tutorials upon tutorials. Yeah, when you want to build advanced projects and you have no idea of how to start, it's good to watch tutorials. You'll be exposed to a lot of new concepts of coding and you'll be able to see different styles of coding that you could apply to how you learn. But when you're starting out, reading the docs can actually help you go a long way than you understand. So how can you actually start this? So the first thing that you should do is to probably instead you when you're starting out, you are going to be tempted to basically go to YouTube and search just like I normally do before. But what you should do instead is to simply go on Google and type out the technology name, and then after it just add docs. So for example, I want to learn React. I simply have to just write React space docs and I press enter. So what happens is that it's going to bring up, at least most of the time, is the first version that's going to take you to the docs. So once you click on it, it's going to open the docs for you to the getting started section. Now, one thing about documentation is that the getting started section actually takes you straight to what that programming language already does. So as you can see here, not programming language, the technology already does. It says here, React is a library for building user interface. Learn what React is all about in our homepage or in the tutorial. So as you can see, they have two ways of teaching you. Either you can read up about it or they could even give you a straight up tutorial about it. Sometimes documentation might lead you to videos, that's fine, but they also write a lot of things about it. And now, how can you use this? Now I'm going to be sharing my process with you. So like I said, I first of all go online to check this, and when I check it, and I first of all read the get started page. Now the next thing you want to just do is to go on to read something like the main concepts or something about it, or simply try out React on its own. Sometimes you might try it out and you might not still understand, but that's where you go about to the main concept. Something like hello world, how to be able to display hello world in React. So as you can see here, they say the smallest React example looks like this, and you might understand, now what the hell are they saying here? But if you read further, you're going to see how to read this guide, and they are going to explain everything on how you can be able to learn and understand this. Now, you don't even need to go that advanced to React. You could actually check things such as JavaScript documentation. So if I go up here and I say JavaScript docs, so what comes out now when it comes to JavaScript documentation, there are a lot because there's not really an official one out there. But I think yes, Mozilla gives us a very, very detailed JavaScript documentation. So let's check it out here. So as you can see from the beginning, they tell you JavaScript is a lightweight, interpreted, or just-in-time compiled programming language, blah blah blah. You don't actually have to actually start clicking all the whole links. what you try to just do is to understand the simple basic unit of what you're reading. For example, instead of me just taking JavaScript as a lightweight interpreted or just in time compiled programming language, I just dropped that. I can just simply say JavaScript is a lightweight programming language. That's all. You don't need to come to stress yourself with a lot of things, because documentations, yes, they can teach you the basic things, but one thing I like about them is that you don't just learn just the basic things, you also learn to also go advanced in what you're learning. For example, when I was learning about JavaScript promises, I watched a lot of tutorials. I saw async await, then, catch, but I never understood any of them. But what I finally did was to come up to the documentation, search for promises, and when I read it, I didn't just understand. It became just so easy because they broke it down for me to a certain point I had not seen before, and they were able to give me step-by-step guide and show me code and how it actually works. Another thing you could also read documentation on is HTML. HTML documentation does exist. Even CSS documentations do exist. So when you want to just, either you're starting from beginner or you are moving from intermediate to advanced, documentations are a nice way to go, because I can't just explain too much for you, because I'm trying to keep this video short. But when you take your time, it will be difficult at first. Definitely, good things take time to learn. It will be difficult at first, but if you could just persevere the same way when you are experiencing a serious bug in your code and you feel that nothing is ever going to solve it, you persevere till the point that it becomes part of you. So the point that the first thing you go to check up is documentations. It's actually going to help you in the long run, because you do not need to watch tutorials that you probably don't understand. But if you can read the documentation, trust me, you'll be able to come up with a lot. So I think that's all for this video. I'm trying to keep it short. Please, if you like the video, kindly give me a like, and also try to subscribe to the video if you want to see more videos on React and other things, because I'll be coming up with a lot of videos that's talking about web development, React, a lot of stuff that has to do with web development, and even mobile app development. So those will be coming here. So kindly hit the subscribe button. See you guys in the next video. Bye.